You're watching Ladies in the Locker Room. We'll be right back.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your girl, it's Hattie. And yes, you're watching Ladies in the Locker Room. And guess what? I'm chilling solo dolo tonight. It's just me, myself, and I. My ladies are always busy. Felicia, Swag Girl, Lindsay, they've got stuff going on. So tonight, it's just me and you and our special guest. We have a special guest tonight. I can't wait to tell you about him. His name is Brandon Cox from out of Chi Town. Yes, very recently I visited Chicago and I visited Brandon, and it was a really, really awesome experience. First of all, who knew Chicago is such a really nice place to visit? I've only always heard it's cold in Chicago. Oh, it's the windy city. That's all I've ever heard. But I actually had a really great time, and I planned on going back. Um, the water. I had this thing going on with me in water. They've got a river that runs right down the middle of the city, and it's blue, like it's like ocean water. And yes, I was tripping about that. Ocean water in the middle of a windy city, any city. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But anyway, a couple of weeks ago, I went to Tennessee and I did visit another very awesome gentleman, Mr. Wayne Buckingham, Coach Buck, and he did a fundraising. He's got a lot going on out in Tennessee, in Middle Tennessee, and I had a great time with him. And I just want to share a little bit of that with you. So let's check out Wayne. Hey, hold on. Wayne wasn't at the beginning. I'm like, Wayne, how can you not be at the beginning of your video, Wayne? So I have to get back to you and get Wayne starting from the beginning. I don't know how that worked out for me, but we'll work on it. But yeah, it was a really awesome experience. Wayne had a lot of great guys that came into town for that weekend, including Mr. Otis Nixon from the Atlanta Braves, Jahadi White, and Jermaine Jones, and several others. And they had a time to spend some time with the kids and talk to them about making it in the pros and what you need to do before you make it to the pros. So that was really awesome. So we're going to take another moment while I try to straighten out his video here, and we're going to see what's going on with Edgar. We'll be right back.
Run hard. Can't spin it. Keep it going.
Five, four, three, two, one. Uppercuts, uppercuts, uppercuts. Go. Let's go. Ah. Cross, hook, cross. Last 10 seconds. Come on, jab cross. Go fast, Lyric. Come on. Bring it to me, Lyric. Come on. Time.
Well, there you have it. So that was Edgar. We had him on the show a couple of months ago. He's from out of LA and he's a boxer, and he talked a lot about women's sports and also women who are now using boxing as a way for fitness. Who knew? So let's talk a little bit about football. So as you know, football season kicked off this weekend, and I'm going to talk about the Atlanta Falcons first and foremost because I'm here in the ATL. So during draft season, the Atlanta Falcons fans were very upset with the Falcons because they didn't go for one of those high powered, new, fast quarterbacks. So a lot of fans are very upset about that. Falcons didn't pick a quarterback. Falcons did, of course, increase their offense. Bringing in a tight end, and they went after some other players. But the first couple of rounds, there was some really, really new and up and coming quarterbacks that were available, but the Falcons didn't pick any. So, as you know, if you're a Falcon fan, this year we have a new head coach and a new GM. So while they're figuring them each other out and then figuring the team out and figuring off the blanks out, and he's trying to figure them out, we didn't get a quarterback in the first round. which was what was hoped. However, Falcons did have their preseason game this week, and during their first preseason game, they looked like a team that was building. They did, and of course, it was the first preseason game. And if you know anything about football, you brought in all these rookies from all around the country, and you've got to get them in there and see whatever it is that they can do. So that's what you saw. A lot of people say, "Oh, they didn't win." If you go into a preseason game expecting to win, you're already on the wrong page. Expect to see what you're getting in these new players. That's what you expect from a preseason game. You don't expect to get a win. That's not what you're looking for. You're looking for the wrong thing if you're looking for a win. So we did take a look at some of the elements that they brought, the other parts. I want to say that we still have to work on our running game. We haven't had a running game in a long time, and we're still working on that. Didn't see enough of a running game this week. I did see some new defensive players that kind of got in there and did their thing, and but the running game not so much. And I think that's a place where we haven't been in a while. So I'm looking forward to see how they're going to fix that, because that needs fixing. Arthur, coaches, everybody, the running game needs fixing. However, there was a spark. There was a ray of sunshine. There was some light at the end of the tunnel. And if you saw the game, you know who I'm talking about. They got a 6'7" quarterback. 6'7". And he got in there and he did his thing. Mr. Franks is his name, and I believe it's a name that we're all going to be seeing a lot of here coming in the coming season. He was a surprise. I don't think, like again, I say, who knew? Who knew? This 6'7" quarterback got in there and he did some things that haven't been done in a long time. Mr. Felipe Franks, a number 15, which I think is a number that's gonna, if he keeps up the speed and the talent that he's displaying, that he's displayed on the first preseason game, I think number 15 is going to be a big number for the Falcons. He ran, he can throw, he's tall, he can see, and those are the things you look for in a quarterback. So he did that. He did those things. He ran, I think, 40 something yards, 47 yards, and passing. So for a very first game, getting in the preseason, he got in there and he made us look good. So I think that right there made those people that were a little bit disappointed that we didn't get a quarterback in the first round. It made those people stop and go, "Oh, okay. Well, hold on. Maybe you guys do know what you're doing and we don't." Because that's usually what it is. They know what they're doing. Um, Go Falcons. All right, Ray. Go Falcons. Exactly. So those are some of the things. Felipe Franks, let's keep an eye on him, number 15. There was some defensive players that got in there and did some things as well. The Falcons, yes, they did lose, but I still think, like I said, it's the first game of the season, and I don't think we need to be worried about that yet. I think we need to keep an eye on it. Just look, pay attention. Let's see who these people are, what the positions. So now we are seeing Matt Ryan may have some help. Fans have been saying that for years. We haven't said get rid of Matt Ryan. I know I didn't. Matt Ryan's numbers have been looking pretty good, but I also feel like his numbers look pretty good because he's had some pretty good help. He's had Roddy White and Julio Jones and Tony Gonzalez, and now Ridley. And we all lost Julio last year, but I'm happy for Julio. If you've watched this game as long as I have, you know that, some guys make it a career on one team. And if you can do that, then you're not just lucky, you're blessed. That's a blessing in disguise. Julio, I think, wanted to make it a career here in Atlanta, but it didn't happen that way. His latter years, they said he wanted to move on and test the waters in other places. So for Julio, I'd like to say, I hope it works out for you. I hope that you go to these other places because, yes, there have been other players that left Atlanta and went somewhere. Jeff Teague. I miss you, Jeff, but I saw you. That's the Hawks. That's basketball. But yeah, so we're gonna keep rooting for Julio, and this is what messes us up as fans. This is why, as a fan, I'm all over the place. People say, "Who's your team?" I'm like, well, I come from New Jersey, and I'm a long time New York Giants fan. Go Stephen Baker and Lawrence Taylor and Maurice Carthon and all those players from back in the day. That's when I really got into football and I really started watching, and Harry Carson and all those guys. Now we have Saquon Barkley, and I say we because I'm still a New York Giants fan. I will always be a New York Giants fan. I do live here in Atlanta now, so now I'm an Atlanta Falcons fan. But now people are just getting shipped all over the place. Now Julio's gone to Tennessee, so I'm going to be watching Tennessee. I love Cam Newton, so now I'm over here watching Cam Newton, and I'm trying to figure out what he got going on. So it's really hard for me to just root for one team because I'm a fan of the game. So I root for the players. So I'll be watching NFL football and I will be rooting for Cam and rooting for Julio and rooting for the Falcons and rooting for the Giants, which every now and then the Giants and the Falcons play each other. And that is a mind blower for me. And yes, I will be in New York this year. I'm going to the New York Giants and the Falcons game. That doesn't happen often, but it's going to happen this year, and I look forward to being there. And I will be rooting for everyone. I know that right now. I won't be, and I'm happy for whoever wins. I'm going to be happy, but I'll be watching the individual talent. Let's take a commercial break, and I will be right back.
Hello, guys. My name is Gloria. I am an instructor at LA Fitness Atlantic Station. I teach Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and on Saturdays we hike. We go to a different location. Our classes are 5:45 at Atlantic Station. There's kickboxing, there's body work, there's power circuit, everything you can imagine. And then we hike. We hike Kennesaw, Stone Mountain, the Palisades. We go everywhere. Come out and join us. Find out what your mission is and have fun while you do it. You can find me on Facebook, Gloria Jackson, and I want you to have fun while you get fit. Come join me.
Yay, Gloria. So let me tell you a little bit about Miss Gloria Jackson, Miss Sunshine. We call her Sunshine. And her fitness plan is Glorious Fitness with Miss Gloria Sunshine Jackson. If you are really serious about exercise, you need to check Gloria out. She is at LA Fitness at 5:45 Monday through Thursday. And when I tell you her classes are for real, I only videotaped them very recently. I do plan to go back and take them, but I was only taping them and I was watching. And you know how I go to the gym all the time and I'm doing my little workout and I'm just happy doing my little workout. Well, I'm watching her work these people out and it helps me to understand why you need a trainer, why you need someone that's pushing you to keep it going and pushing you to make it happen. And then there are people there and they're talking about how long they've been taking her class and how much it has helped them. But I saw the evidence, I saw the proof. So if you're in the Atlanta area or if you're visiting from out of town and you don't have anything to do, if you go to LA Fitness at Atlantic Station, 5:45 and look for Miss Gloria Jackson's class Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And on Saturdays, she goes hiking, as she said. Yeah, she takes it to a whole nother level. But I love her fitness and I love what she's doing. So look for her coming up. She's working on some fitness videos and things right now, and that's what I'm helping her with. But I'm here to tell you, if you're really serious about fitness, girls and guys, you need to go check her out. On Mondays, I would say if it's your first time going and you're not used to a lot of stuff, go to that Monday class. Tuesdays, if you think I can hang, I ain't worried about it, come on in there on Tuesdays and go ahead. Because Mondays they take a few breaks. Tuesday is not a whole lot of breaks. It's let's make it happen. Let's get it. Let's do it. And she moving and she keep moving and you be moving with her. And then on Wednesdays, same thing. It's still a lot more motion. Thursdays is kickboxing. So she's working all parts of the bodies, different times of the week, and at different times during the workout. So I tell everybody, if you are serious about your workout, you need to go see Miss Gloria. You need to go on and see her because she is serious. Serious. I dropped something about her workout, and it was really awesome watching her. And I'm looking forward to working with her and her program. So I also let's go to some sports quickies. First of all, who knew? That's a new thing we're going to be coming up with, ladies in the locker room. Who knew? Did you know that the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta is almost it's green. They're calling it green. It's almost energy self-sufficient. It's got a system going in there that's producing energy and it's sending the energy back out of the building instead of pulling energy in. Um, they really took their time in putting this together. I know there was a big to do about the roof opening, and trust me, coming from the New York and New Jersey area and sitting in football games on outside in rain, sleet, hail, or snow, it doesn't matter when the Giants play, we gonna go. And we went and freezing. I mean, but they played, and teams like Chicago and the Giants and sitting outdoors. So when I went to my first Falcons game, I was like a kid in Disneyland because it had a roof, and I did. I promise you, I was like, oh, it has a roof. Oh, I feel heat blowing because I had been to too many New York Giants games where we sat outside in the cold, in the rain, in the sleet, in the snow. You know, when it's all that's going on, they don't stop the football game like baseball. They'll stop the baseball game, for some rain, but not football. So, we sat out there in a lot of cold days. So when I went to my first Falcons game, I was like Disneyland to me. It really was. I was looking up at the ceiling. I was putting my hand up, feeling the heat. I was like, oh, there's heat blowing from somewhere, and that's I was just like that. I know it's crazy, but that's me. I'm that Jersey girl who had been to too many outdoor games. Now the big thing is this roof, that retractable roof. It opens up and it's amazing. If you get a chance to go on the tour of the Mercedes-Benz Stadium where the Atlanta Falcons play, it is a pretty awesome facility. And I'm not even giving you all the details. There's so much going on with this stadium and so much that they do. You really got to check it out. You really got to check it out. It is green. It's energy efficient, recyclable. There's all kind of recycling things in there. They built this for the future. And that's what was so good about it. So that's my who knew for today, because I didn't know all of that until I seen it recently. And next week I'll probably have the video for you. The next thing I heard that Shakari Richardson, the American athlete who was not allowed to run in the Olympics. I heard that she's getting ready to run again, and another event that's about to happen, which we're happy for her. Um, and if you don't know the story, of course, she was deemed one of the fastest women in the world, but she tested positive for drugs in her system just before the Olympics. And so she was disqualified. At first, they disqualified her for 30 days, and then they completely disqualified her from everything. So I know there was a lot to do, and everybody was saying, well, the same thing happened to the guy who swims. He tested positive for something, and he didn't get kicked all the way out of the Olympics. He just missed it a certain amount of games, which is what we thought was going to happen to her. And then all of a sudden, she was totally out of everything. Well, um, I don't know the difference between her and him, but yes, he tested positive and he still came back and ran. She tested positive and she was totally eliminated from everything. We'll have to look into the details and the differences, but that's what happens. But she's getting ready to run again. And in 4 years, I think she'll be ready and she'll run. Last week, if you watched last week's show, of course, we did a tribute to Flojo. Anytime I see the Olympics and I think about the Olympics, I think about Flojo. However, there's a new sheriff in town. Flojo was at one time one of the most decorated women who ran, but there's a new lady in town, and I definitely have to get her information. I I was looking at it and I didn't write it down. She now is the most decorated female in American Olympics. She has the most medals. And I'm gonna get her name. And if someone out there, one of you fans, if you know who she is, you can send me some information and let me know. The other thing is we talked about Simone Biles, and Simone where she was in, and then she stepped away, citing that she had mental problems. And I think people don't understand the magnitude of mental illness. And what I like about what she did is at least she knew there was a problem. The problem with most people in mental illness is they have a problem, but they don't even know they have a problem. So they don't get help for their problem. So the fact that she knew there's something wrong here, I need to step away and I need to take care of me. She's been saluted by so many people in the world because someone of her age and of her stature, and that she was able to recognize I have a problem and I need help and I need to just back up for a minute. And that's what she did. And I really commend her for that as well. Well, she did that. She went, she did whatever she needed to do to get her head right and get her head back in it. And she came back and she helped Team USA win. So she won, she did win some medals this year and she did come back and help. And we needed her and she came back. But what we did need is for her to feel good and to be ready. And that's what she did. She had to go back and get ready. So we're glad that she did that. So I was telling you earlier about my guest who's going to be coming on in a little while. And I'm going to show you a little bit about him. First, no, I'm not gonna go to another commercial yet. I'm gonna show you a little bit about him just before I bring him on. As I told you, his name is Brandon Cox, and also Be Smooth. He's on the radio in Chicago, and we'll be talking to him in just a little while. Okay, I'm getting a message. I was just checking it out. Okay. All right. So anyway, my trip to Chicago, I planned a video for that as well. I'm going to have that ready for next week because it was pretty awesome. And as I said, I was very surprised at a lot of the things that I saw. I have a news clipping of Be Smooth, and I am going to attempt to pull that news clipping up and see if I can share it with you. So if you just hold on one second, let's see if I can make that happen. Let's just see if we can make that happen.
So basically, I just, driving around Chicago, on my downtime. And, if I see someone in need, that needs a coat, shoes, mainly shoes now with my Kicks for Joy campaign that I'm doing here in Chicago. There's so many people that's in need of shoes. Temperature is dropping right now here in Chicago, and we all know that it gets really cold here. And it really touches my heart, when I see people that's really going through that. And I always put myself in a situation as if it was me. I would definitely want someone to help me out. I try to keep myself busy, keep an eye open, and just look for people that's in need. And if I have it, I'm definitely going to give it. And there's somebody I can approach right there. I'm gonna look like I have a shoe size in the back, so I'm definitely going to pull over and try to get his attention and see if I can give him some help. I saw you standing, and I definitely want to help you, man. All right.
I usually fly my sign right here. I'm now in Harrison. A total stranger that I didn't know stopped and actually offered me help today with some shoes. My bottom of my shoe have small holes in it, so a lot of times my socks get wet. Even when I go in to change my socks and come back out, I still have the same problem. So getting these pair of shoes really helped me in the long run and keeping my feet warm. I really appreciate the time, and I got some nice kicks today.
Just knowing that I put a smile on someone's face, knowing that I made a difference in their day, man, it's just a great feeling. It makes me feel really good inside.
That is Brandon and his Kicks for Joy. And he expressed to you that it makes him feel good to help other people. And as I told you, that was his Kicks for Joy campaign. And Kicks, of course, we call sneakers Kicks, and he's expanded it now. He gives out clothes and food, and he told me that he got that from his mom. Um, he explained that this giving back came from his mother, and as I said, in a little while he's going to join me on the show, and I will be able to have you guys talk to him and hear a little bit about his story, which is a really phenomenal story. And he talks about growing up in Chicago and how his mom taught him to give back and to be grateful and to be humble, and that's what he does. So the Kicks for Joy campaign, he's going to be talking about in a little while. He's going to tell us a lot more about how he got started with it, and and his plans to do other things in Chicago. And like I said, it went from Kicks for Joy, which is sneakers for joy, to now clothes and food and just all sorts of things. Um, but that's Mr. Brandon B. Smooth Cox. Next, I'm going to share with you. Um, well, I am going to share his video shortly, but I want to share it just before he comes on. Um, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and show his video. That was Brandon B. Smooth Cox. A little video. As you saw the car, you saw the trunk, and he had trunk full of shoes. He has lots of shoes that he collects from different places, and he goes around. He rides around just looking for people to help, and he has those shoes in the trunk of his car or in the car. And sometimes it's grocery and just different things. And we're just really proud of him. And it was an honor meeting him. He's like a living legend in Chicago, a Chicago kid. He grew up in Chicago. He played youth basketball in Chicago, and hey, and we get ready to bring him on right now, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Brandon Cox.
What happened, people? What's going on?
Hey, what's going on? I just showed everybody your video, which you haven't seen, unless you were just watching.
I haven't saw it. I just literally came. I'm at this party for
I
my
know.
mom's birthday, and I just totally came in the house so I could specifically talk to you guys. So I
Well,
have to see it.
thank you so much. It's a little video that I made for you. I'm gonna show it to you right now because I just want you. What you think?
That was phenomenal. I appreciate that. Thank you so
You're
much.
so welcome. My son did the music. I told him you were a DJ, and I was going to use some of his music. He's a producer. He does a lot of stuff for me. So I
Nice.
was like, well, he's a producer, so I got to give him something nice. And I just go through his little catalog and take stuff most of the
Ain't
time.
nothing
But
wrong with that. That's what moms can do, right?
yeah, yeah. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I
Sure.
was telling everybody a little bit about your story, and I like for you to share with the audience now, a little bit more. Tell me, how did you get started on your mission to help people? I know you have Kicks for Joy and other things, but how did you
Yeah.
get started?
Yeah. Basically, it's still from basketball, my basketball career. Growing up here in Chicago, playing at Austin High School, playing at University of Iowa, played at Kennedy King, spent some time in Canada, worked out with a couple of NBA teams, entered the draft, didn't get picked, but I stayed motivated. And during my course of my career, I was able to help people along the way. That's the charitable aspect was, to give back. And man, since I retired, I'm like, I can do this at home. So I was sitting down one day and I'm like, okay, I do want to do something to give back to the community. So in the midst of that, I was just praying at the same time. So one night I was up maybe like 1 in the morning and I'm like, okay, I can't sleep. So God, what you trying to tell me? So I'm just sitting there and I'm being strategic, just thinking about different names and stuff to name my foundation. And it just started coming to me. So I'm like, okay, I can collect sneakers because I don't see a lot of people doing that. Just collecting sneakers for the less fortunate. I'm a sneakerhead. I can admit to that. Um, so that thought came on my mind. So I'm like, okay, I collect the sneakers. I give the sneakers to the less fortunate. It's gonna bring them joy. So that's how I got Kicks for Joy. So I ran with it, man. Before you know it, it hit national attention. So there you go. There you have it. That was the birth of Kicks for Joy.
All right. And I showed them one of your news clips earlier, one of your television shows. I did show that earlier, and that you've been recognized, and you're like a living legend in Chicago. A
Yeah,
kid that grew up in Chicago, and now as an adult, you're giving back to your hometown. So
right.
that's really really awesome. So I also told them that it's gone not just for sneakers, that you do other things too.
Yeah, man. I have a cancer foundation. I started. I lost so many family members, to the terminal illness, and everybody can relate to that. That's
Yeah,
something everyone can relate to at some point.
I
And
I
especially
can
you,
too.
exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that was something that ran really heavy to me. I was blessed to have partnered the BLC Live Life Cancer Foundation and partnered with St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital in Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay.
They have given me a lot of love through the years, and now partnered also with Ann and Robert H. Lurie's Children's Hospital here downtown Chicago.
Okay.
So, it's positive energy. It's ongoing positive energy. So, yeah, that's where that came from. That's
All
that's what
right.
else. I have so many other things going on too, but we'll tap on that within the
We'll
next.
tap on those at another time.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
no, but that's cool though. I did tell them that you had other entities, and I know. Speaking of another entity, you got a cigar coming out.
Oh my God, coming out. Yes. Um, I'm gonna tell you that was something that was it's been on me for years. My grandfather, God rest his soul, Joel Dixon, like he really was into cigars, and we had during his last days had the opportunity to really talk about them. And the plan was to actually sit down one day and literally have a cigar, but unfortunately it didn't happen. He passed on, but he's here with me in spirit, and I'm sure that, he contributed to planting that seed into my heart, and I started, my cigar line, which is called Le Mans 5, and I'm looking forward to it. It's a new journey. When you were here in Chicago, what, last week?
Yeah,
You was telling me about, the different journeys and a lot of people and how big the cigar world is. So
in
this
Atlanta.
is one
Yes.
right here,
Oh, look at that.
Le Mans 5. So
There
yeah,
it is.
yeah, there it
So,
is.
so I don't smoke cigars, but as you can see from my pictures behind me, I am a collector of things.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
collect
yeah,
sports paraphernalia,
yeah.
but I also I collect the cigars, especially when I'm promoting different things. So yeah,
Sure.
I'll send you my information so you can send me some. And yes, I did. I've
Oh yeah,
already
for
told
sure.
my brother, we call him Broham and Eggs, my brother Rob, who was heading up the show about the cigars and the cigar brands. I've already told him about you, so he's looking forward to meeting you
No
and
doubt.
have a conversation with you about you being, you know, like they do a cigar show.
But,
So we talking about having you come down here to be a part of that.
oh yeah,
They've got cigar week down here and
yeah.
all
I
this
remember
other
you
stuff.
telling me. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to that. That stuck with me ever since you told me that. So
All
I'll be
right.
there.
So see, Rob, I told Rob he don't know. I be telling people about what he got going on. You see, Rob, I
I
told you. I
got I
told him.
got my auntie right here.
Hey,
She speak.
Auntie.
Hey, how y'all doing? Hello, hello, hello.
She just tried the cigars and she just got into it. So,
All right.
she been really supporting me with this journey.
Oh man, they got a lot of lady cigars down here. They got a couple
Oh
of
yeah.
lady cigar brands down here too.
Oh, don't worry. She gets around. She's a flight attendant, so she in the air like a bird all the time. So when I
I
come,
know.
I'll
I
make
hear
sure
you.
I have her come down there with me.
Listen, we're gonna talk to Rob. We're gonna make that
Yeah,
happen
for
and,
sure.
and get you down here so that you can come down here to,
Yeah.
like I said, the Atlanta cigar world.
Oh no, no doubt.
Okay, ATL.
You
Looking
know,
forward to
that's
that.
right. Oh, listen, I had fun in Chicago. I got to come back. I didn't get it. You listen, I tell everybody who knew. I've never been to Chicago. So that was my first time.
And I
And I
want to
really
tell you,
go
thank you
ahead.
so much for taking this trip, for taking that trip to come down and interview me. That was so dope, and I really appreciate that time. I really do.
You're so welcome. I am still working with that camera.
Yeah,
Uh it's it's 4K and it's giving me some 4K headaches.
no doubt.
Um, you know, I was doing something special for you and it backfired on me.
That's all
That's
right.
that's my new 4K camera, and all of a sudden my equipment is like for who? For what? We don't understand this. I was like,
It's
it
okay.
looked good, but it's not. I'm still working on it, so I'm going
We
to
ain't
get
got
that
nothing but
together.
time. We got
Listen,
we got you got me whenever you need
listen.
me.
You see me? I put something else together for you special because I wanted people to
Yeah,
really kind of see what you have going on. Because I was really excited to meet you, and I was really I give back a lot myself.
sure.
So when I find another person like myself to just give and don't worry about it, I was really excited to come down and meet you and have that opportunity to sit down and talk to you. And I thank you for taking the time. It's some more family. What up, fam?
I know, more family, man. We
That's
get it
right. Well,
in for
I know
mom's
Mom
birthday.
Dukes is celebrating, so
Oh my God,
I,
she's really enjoying herself. So,
that's a good thing.
but I told her what I had to do. She know whenever I got an interview or whatever,
Listen,
I
I see
try to
Auntie
pay
over there.
attention.
I thought Mom was. I knew Mom was coming. I said, now he's always talking about his mom. You know, she was a support. I expected to see her over your shoulder.
Look, let me tell you this. I tried. She
You
has
tried
so many friends that flew into town
for
for
her
this
birthday.
event here.
Oh, I
She
believe
is
it.
totally overwhelmed, and
Yeah.
I
I
believe it.
told her, and I'm just letting her enjoy a moment. Again, everything I got going on, I'm able to step away and give you some time, and she'll definitely be down to do that. So
Listen,
trust me.
I said, you as much as you told me about your mom,
Yeah,
and you know, I have a relationship with my boys. I was telling you about my sons, like the one you heard his music, he does music.
yeah.
It's funny you said sneakerhead. My other one, I call his closet cribs because
I
he's
really
a
so.
sneakerhead too. You know, every
Yeah,
time I look in his closet, I think about cribs
yeah.
because he's a major sneakerhead.
Oh,
I
trust
mean,
me, I can understand that.
you know what I'm saying? So when you said that, I'm like, okay, so you live in that world too. I know that world
Yeah,
very well.
yeah. You know it. You
I
know
know
it.
that world very well.
Definitely.
Well, I know you're going to get back to the party, and I'm not going to hold you up. I thank you so
No,
much for
I
taking the
can talk a
time.
little while longer. It's totally fine.
You know, like I said, I appreciate it. I know we talked about it, and I know you was going to
Yeah.
break away from your mom's party to come hang out with us, and we really do appreciate it, and it's really awesome. And as I was saying, I'm going to come back to Chicago anyway.
Okay.
I don't know when, but I definitely
Yeah.
want to come back, and maybe we'll get a chance to hang out this time. I didn't get a,
Oh yeah,
I
sure.
didn't get a chance to go to the cruise, and you know me, I'm that kind of person. I was like, I want to get on the boat. I
Oh,
want
don't
to do
worry
this.
about it.
You know, I be wanting to do everything.
I had that set up for when you come back. So prayerfully it'll be before it get cold outside. So don't
Oh,
worry about it.
listen, I'm from Jersey.
Oh well.
Yeah.
I don't play. Wait, hold on. I don't play with the cold no more. I tell my family, if you can get me in Jersey, it better be before November.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
after
yeah,
November, I ain't coming. I'm
yeah,
going the
yeah.
opposite way. I'm headed south.
That's
I'm
right.
headed down to South Beach or something like that.
That's right.
But yeah, but no, like I said, I definitely, I don't know if it'll be this year before, before the weather, but if so, I'm definitely want to come back down. I had a great time, and
Yeah.
I saw the little duck thing that they had. You know,
Uh,
I was
the
like,
Ducky
okay,
Derby.
the Ducky Derby. I
Yeah.
was like, you know what? I remember in car wash when the man said, "You got to believe in something."
Yeah. No doubt. And
I
that
said,
was really that's really neat.
oh my
Really.
God. I was like, what is going on? I saw all these people, and then I see this big orange mass in the water, and I didn't want to get into that water thing. The water took me out. I'm an ocean girl. When I saw that blue water, I'm like, what y'all put some dye in that water? Why
Right.
that water
Right.
look like that? How come
Yeah.
that water look like that? I did a little video about that too. I'm gonna post that up on YouTube as well about
Okay.
some of the things that I saw while I was in Chicago.
Yeah, I'll check all that out. Definitely.
And I'm gonna put your little video clip up too, so that you can have it. You can pull it wherever you need it.
Do that.
I just that was like my tribute to you.
Do that. Do that. I'm gonna check out everything. Like I'm really excited about this. And I know you say you collect sports paraphernalia, so I'm gonna send you some of my University of Iowa pictures and stuff. I'll send it to you. I'll sign it and send it to
You
you.
see my stuff. I'm telling you, I got everything. I got NASCAR. I got
Nice.
NFL. I got
Nice.
everything. I'm a sports fan. But
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna sign off tonight. Like I said, I don't want to hold you up, and I
Sure.
appreciate you coming to take this time, and I look forward to seeing you again, whether it be
Oh,
here
yeah.
in the A or if I make it back to the Shy.
Oh yeah.
Either way, we're gonna stay up. You keep doing what you're doing. We're real proud of you,
I
and
most
I'm
definitely
happy
will.
to, like I said, have come out to interview you and show the world,
Yeah.
what you got going on in Chicago. This is going to be posted up on YouTube. The whole show will be up there, so more people will get a chance to see it. And we want to just keep promoting what you're doing. All right.
I really appreciate it. Thank you all so much. And you guys, if you're going through something out there, man, just stay humble and stay prayed up always, man. God gonna get you through. So, man,
God
just
always.
stay safe out there. And if you can get that COVID vaccine, I encourage you to get it.
Tell people all the time.
Man,
I
get
got
it.
mine. I tell people I got mine.
Got mine too.
My arm is still on. I haven't
Yeah.
turned green. I went through the airport and I didn't light up.
Right.
That's good.
I said, I'm like all the stuff. I said my eyes didn't turn colors yet.
Yeah.
I didn't grow another. I was like, come on, y'all.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all. We got to get the vaccination, and we got to heal the world. We got to heal the world. And my pastor said something really prolific today, and he said, people are worried about a vaccination. You got to understand that God helped those people create the vaccination.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
And he also said, you know what? For years, we've been walking around hearing, oh, the end is near. These are the bad days. Well, they're here.
Yeah.
This COVID-19 took out more people than anything that's ever happened.
Really,
So
really
the bad days is here right now.
Yeah.
So if you don't know the Lord right now, you better go find him.
Say
That's
that.
true.
Because these are the bad days. But he would say, he doesn't understand why people are saying stuff like that. They're worried about a vaccine. You take them all the time. We've been taking them for years. You took them before you went to kindergarten. They ain't nothing new. It's a vaccine, but I mean, the hospitals are starting to fill up again, and they don't understand the new variant is coming from is mutating inside of people. You're helping it to grow when you don't go get the vaccine. You helping it to grow and you're helping to keep it going. So come on, y'all, get out there, get that vaccine so we can clear this thing up, so we can get back to doing what we do. All right, so we got a bad signal right now from Brandon. Brandon, you froze up on me, but it's okay. I really appreciate you once again for taking the time. Go back and tell your mom I said happy birthday, and you take care of yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Ladies in the Locker Room, and we will see you next week. I was waiting to see if Brandon was going to make it back, but guess not. Good night. right. Good night.